All right. Sorry about that. Let me get everything set up here to get going. Hope everyone's doing well. I am going to start up the application on the local server. We'll just go new terminal and type in npm run dev. Excuse me. Start the module. Started on localhost 3000. All right, we are up and going, and see that it is maintaining the session with the prior logged in user and all of the columns. We'll still need to set up the relationship between the user and columns, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Today, I'm just going to focus on styling the UI. Right now, I know it's not the most desirable user interface, but it does work. It is full stack and currently connected to a MongoDB backend using mongoose, but just want to improve the layout a little bit so that it looks a little more visually appealing, and the functionality of it will be a lot better. You can actually tell what's going on with each column. So let's get ready to jump into that. Have the task page. Clean this up a little bit. Go to the page.tsx. And I don't need this. We've moved this to its own separate component, the header component. We also have a sidebar that we have the ability to expand based upon our preference, but it has navigation links that that gives us access to the various routes within the project. Right now, we just have the two, which is the home route and also my task. Inside of the home route, this is the board, if you will, where we're storing the columns, and each column has specific tasks that we can assign to it. And we have all CRUD functionality with the column and task, where we can create, update, and delete columns or tasks based upon our desired preference. Let's work on that now. Okay. All right. So we can remove the user email. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on refactoring this a little bit. So currently we have the H2. This is taking care of the height of the screen, and this is where we're creating a column, which is listed right here. And we didn't add anything, throw a new error. So we'll come back and add a notification so that it doesn't redirect like that. Let's set that back up. So I think I will comment this out for now. There, okay. And then now we have the actual grid. Let's change this to 2. Okay. I think next we can designate a height for this. Right now it looks like it is just with padding and just taking up the default amount of space, but why don't we set the height of the actual grid or maybe we'll set the height of the column. Let's go height. We'll set this to 380 pixels. Okay, there, that works. And then what I want to do next is design or style this interior of the column so that if you click on it, you'll see update and delete, and maybe we'll add an icon there. And then we'll also include specific tasks, and we'll have update and delete represented with an icon as well. And you'll only see it if you click, I'm thinking. But let's work on the interior style of it for right now. Excuse me. This is the column header. So why don't we give it a style. And then we can add some custom CSS or some styling inside of this. I'll give it a background color. Of pound FFFF. Give it a border, 1 pixel, dotted. We'll go pound E5, E5, E5. All right, so we have a little border there. Let's go border radius. Set this to 10 pixels. Okay, that's a little rounded. Then we can give this a display direction of flex, or we'll set display to flex and set the flex direction to column. Okay, and I'll give it, let's try a little bit of padding to see what that looks like. We'll set this to 8 pixels. Okay, and I think that looks a lot better. All right. Now let's focus on styling the header of this column. We have it in a div. Why don't we give it flex and go item centered? Okay. Go justify between and give it, see what some margin bottom looks like. B equals to 4. Let's make it 8. Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works. And I don't think I need to do much with the actual inputs. I think those look pretty good the way it currently is set. Let me see if okay. Let's go with the full. And let's set this width to full. Actually, let me give it a designated width. Let's go 24. EG Amber, just so we can see. I have this in a separate form, but it should still be in the same div. So let's do this. Let's set this width to 200 pixels. And then set this width to full. I think I'll just keep it as is. I think it's fine. Once I change, let's do this. Let's bring it back. Let's go max with screen. No, max with 200 pixels. I think that should be fine. It is treating both of these as, wait a minute, column. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go back with this. I will remove this. justify between here. You know what? What if I put this in a div and we move this to a div? Mm, I think this will work. So I just wanted to basically, I don't think I need those divs. I need to put something here. Let's go back with between. And let's go class name, flex, item centered. I'm gonna go BG purple just so I can see this. Okay. Here we go with full. Justify between. There we go. And then we can go where there's update. Go class, margin right, 2, 4. Perfect. All right. Just wanted to have a little space between update and delete there. But, excuse me, just needed to play with the CSS a little bit. But we'll come back and update the visual for the actual update and delete. Maybe change that to icons. But underneath this, Let's add a little border right there so we can see the distinction between the two. And this is the task column, so we'll add it here. We'll go border, bottom, border, neutral, 200. Can we add some padding of 4? Let's go padding on the Y of 4. There, that's better. Okay. And I think what I want is to have this at the bottom of this column. Just see what this looks like. Yeah, that works. I'm going to have this at the bottom of the column and have the task listed within the column. I think that's what we'll eventually go for. Let me work on building that out now. So let me move this down, smooth this over a little bit. So what we're seeing here is update task. We need to give this div some form of body, if you will, or maybe a flex direction to 1 so that it has space between the actual task and the add task button that's going to be down here at the bottom. So let me think about what that's going to look like. We'll go, it may be easier if we did, let's try this with style. A little more control with this. Go padding, 8 pixels, 10 pixels. Okay. And then we'll give it a border, 1 pixel, solid, and E5, E5, E5. That's that field there. We'll go display flex. Let's move this back. Yep. Set the width to full. Give a background color of pound FEFEFE. See it there. We can add a task. Live task. Add it. Let me see it there. Let's change this a little bit. There. And then we'll go make the border radius 6 pixels. We'll set the gap to 4 pixels. Okay. Yeah, this works for right now. All right, so now let's work on being able to see the add task form. So I think we have it listed right here in its separate div, and this works because it is currently within the task column. Okay. So let's work on styling this one. I think we will style this as well. Let's go style, set flex direction to 1, overflow on the Y to set it to auto. And we'll go margin bottom of 8 pixels. Okay. I think this works. Let's set the background color. Color to blue. All right, so that's covering that ground. But what I'm trying to grab is this. So let me see something. I probably need to give this some style as well. So that way I can have it take up the proper amount of set this. Go class name flex. Um, border top, border neutral 200. Okay. Padding top of 8. Margin top of 4. Yeah, that works. And we'll say gap of 2. Alrighty, so this is fun. I think I would want to change this a little more though. We could probably reduce some of that padding within that as well, but for right now it'll work. Go back to the column. Let me set this height. Let's go background color of blue. copy this. We'll place it in a new div. And with this one, smooth that to there. You know what? Let me do this. With this one, let's set the style to display flex, and set flex to 1. Kappa 5 pixels. I'm going to change this a little bit. So I think what I want to do is change this. Uh-oh. Up a little bit. I don't like the way it looks. So why don't we right above this, then add another section tag. And this one will hold the grid itself. So we'll go style, display of grid, grid template columns, repeat auto fill, give it a min max of 280 pixels and 1 FR. And this should be a string. All right. Let's give this grid repeat, REPEAT. Yep. Autofill, gave it a min max. It's 280. There. Now let me see something. I need to fix that overflow. Okay. We'll come back and fix that. All right. Let's give this some additional styling. We'll give it a width of 100%. a gap of 16 pixels, and we'll go flex of 1. All right. So now inside of this section tag, I'm going to move the columns into this. And I'll just delete this one. I'll adjust it to this view. Give me 1 second. There. So you see it a little better. Now that looks a lot better. It's more of what I was intending, and I'm gonna have a create button here. We may set up infinite scroll or maybe even pagination, but we'll see. But now we have the multi-column grid layout, and we have the tasks that can be listed within the column, and we can add those tasks here, and we'll add the button to create a column right here in just a moment. But let's go ahead and add some more styling with the column itself, adjust some of this padding. So why don't we do this next? We will go with the column. They have a couple extra divs within this. So we have the columns listed here. We can remove this div. I don't think we need this extra div. So we'll go straight from clean it up a little bit. We'll go straight from this to there. And then in the mapping of each column, I'm not passing a key. Nope. And nothing is yelling at me. Let me give it a key. This can just be column._ID. We'll save it. Maybe I am already passing it. Yeah, I am. We're good. There. So the style for the column, we have the background color that we desire. I don't think I need this extra div though. We'll keep it. We have the background color. We have a border. We set the height. Let me set the height of this to be safe. We'll set it to GT to 380 pixels. Let's just make sure that took background color blue. Yeah, it did. Perfect. All right, so let's just fix this now. Sorry about that. I thought I was didn't know I was muted. All right, so let's fix this a little bit. I think we will go the title. This task list. I think I'm gonna take this extra div out. This one. And there. All right. I think this should be fine. Um, change that a little bit, but that's fine. Just to make sure I'm not going crazy. This is okay. So that is that. And then what else I am looking at is this background color. Let's make it blue. Okay. So I'm thinking I can probably do away with this div, to be honest with you. I think this is the main one. And I probably should put this height. Nope, because what if we went height full, width full? So are you working? Yes, you are. All right. And Okay. It's 420. Mm. So I guess I do need to just designate this size. And just remove the height from this one because it's pretty much giving me the height right there. So I can actually just do away with that one. And just to keep me honest, if I change this color to blue, let's give this a class name. I see it right there. Let's give this a height of 380 pixels. Okay. And for the add task form, what if we went margin top auto? And if we went and what if we went we set update delete. Okay, so we set this height, class name, height to full, or better yet, what if we set it to 300 pixels, 200, 250? I think I would rather put it here. That's the height in the header. Yeah, I still don't necessarily like the way I have it laid out, but I may just go with it for right now. Hmm. Why don't we go for this? We can update this to just be height of full, and I think the style, I think we have the color coming from the layout. Yeah, we have the color coming from the layout, and we have that height set to full. Let's set this height to full as well. All right. That's perfect. Well, I may not need this. Let's go BG Amber 500. Okay. So it's taking up that space. We went height full. Does it even matter? No, but I'll feel a little better if we kept it there. Click save. And then we are displaying the information there. So I think if there is no user, then we'll just show a message back. But I'm not gonna necessarily worry about that portion of it right now. We'll just make sure that we care for this part. But do we need any padding? Just doing some refactoring right now to clean up some of this extra code. Yep, that works. And then we'll just keep that as is. So I don't think we need that additional padding. Maybe go padding on the X of 2. Okay, that works. And then we have our H2. That looks good. I'm okay with that. Let's change this to board flow to match. Oh, we can go all boards, all boards. And I think this color should probably be about 900. maybe even 950. Yep, that's fine. I'm going to put this into a div, and we'll just add a p tag that reads organize your work in simple columns. And we'll give this a class name of, no, actually, let's do style. Hey, what's up, my friend? Just for myself, I thought about making this an actual app for myself or website for myself, but this isn't for a client, just having some fun, man. But I appreciate you stopping by, man. Long time no speak to. We'll go style, font size, 13 pixels. It's a little bigger, perfect. And I'll give it a color of, we'll go pound 6B6B. All right. Let's change this up a little bit as well. We'll go style. Let's set the font size to 20 pixels, and I'll remove this 2XL. Actually, I'll remove this entire class name and just style it with styles. So a little easier. Set the font weight to, we'll make it 700, and that doesn't get a string, just gets a number. I have a period there. Okay, and close this and give it a margin bottom of 5. Let's try 4 pixels for now. That works. Just styled that a little bit. All right. And then outside of that div, we have our board. Then we are displaying our columns. And I remember that I have the key for it already being shown right here. I almost added it twice because I didn't see it, but I do have it, so that's a good thing. But what I'm not understanding is if I set the height here of 380 pixels and I remove it here, I get a different experience. But nevertheless, we'll keep moving. But we have it as a flex column, gave it some border, gave it a border radius. And then we have the header. let's do this. So for the header, let's give it some style. I'm just going to, no, we're not gonna give it any style. What I am gonna do is remove some of that padding. Make this one. Don't know why my hot reload isn't working. Word wrap on. Is that within VS Code? Or are you talking about, you're not talking about within the actual code, you're talking about within VS Code? And let me see. Is that better? That's a good point, man. I didn't even realize that because I know my view is slightly different, but if you can't see it, that's the makes it pointless. I have to look that up, man. I'm not familiar with that extension, but if it'll help, shoot, let me know. Leave it in the chat. Let me know, man. I appreciate that. Um, all right, so we have update delete column, and at the bottom, that's our task. I'm okay with that. Let me go back up for a second. Yeah, let me know about the word wrap turned on. I certainly will, if it'll make it better for sure. All right, that works. That will work. Okay, I sure will. Here's code settings. Wrap. Should have come out of that. To it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that is much better. Man, appreciate that plug, brother. That is much better. Yeah, man, appreciate it, man. And I do like it. Any other shortcuts or features, anything I can do to modify it to make it better, let me know. I genuinely appreciate that. All right, so I think here, I'll keep the background color as is. Now we'll change that to 6. And set the color to exactly. Let's see something. VG. With the full, and then we'll set this to justify between. There we go. And nah, you did, man. I appreciate it. Keep the suggestions coming, man. I appreciate it for real. I didn't know a thing about it, but once you called it out, I saw exactly what you were saying. So yeah, definitely made it a lot easier on my side and learned something new. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Oh, framer. I'm a framer guy, man. Not a whole lot of experience with Webflow. It's not bad either, but I just prefer to use framer. That's all. What about yourself? Yeah, which one do you use? Why don't we go margin top 24? Hmm, let me see. What are you a back end person, man? It could be therapeutic at times because it's not complicated, it's just tedious. So it requires a lot of thought, but it doesn't require a lot of thought, if that makes sense. But what's your preference? Your back end, or you say you're procrastinating with learning web development? What if we go where we have the columns? And column. Then it works like that. It's just I want to move this up, that down, and it's fine in that view, but that's not necessarily ideal for not ideal for when it's the empty state. Nice, nice, man. Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, pretty cool, man. Did you add any images, anything with it, or did you just keep it simple? What was the UI with it, man? And how complicated did you make it? Did you keep score and all that good stuff too? All right, all right. And how do you like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Are you like new to coding altogether, or are you coming from a different language? Oh wow, cool man. So you knew the coding, nice. But that's good, man, that you were able to code rock paper scissors. Did you give it a UI or did you keep it all in the console when you were coding it? Either way is good. Just curious on what was your approach. You should be proud, man. Very, very proud of that. Wait a minute. Yeah. All right. This is a background color of pink. So for this, that's your header. TWE space between there. So that took care of that. And now I think we want to So we have that. Where did I put here? I think with this one, I'm gonna put this in a div. No. What if we set the height to 100%? No, we need to set the height to 300 pixels, maybe? Okay, man, I understand, brother. Get some sleep, man. But yes, please, thank you for subbing, and let's catch up tomorrow. Absolutely. But nice. I'd love to hear more about it. Okay, that will move that one along. Display flex direction of column. Let's see something. Yeah. Move that back out. Yeah, that is what I'm looking for there. I think we can do it there. Why don't we go move this and let's bring it up a div. Why don't we go up one more? Because it should be. We got this styled in pretty hard here. Let's remove that. So what happens if we move this to auto? We have let me see something. Test. Yeah, see, it just flows out. That's not what I would intend for it to do. Go auto here. Let's go height. Or maybe we should go min height. Actually, we can go. We set the height to. Set the height to 4. Good with that. think so. We can remove this one. I think that should do it. There, that takes care of that. And we have the border here. That works. Okay, that works there. Mm, that is fine. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that as well. Why don't we go flex of 1, min height of 0. Add that. have our form. I think I'm going to just change this out really quick. See something here. Uh-oh. There we go. And we'll go with margin top auto. I think we are good right there.